What's up, y'all? So today I am going to do as I always do, what I always do, propagate into the realm as always. I said always first, but go with it. So, what are we going to talk about today? First, yes, I know. I get it, man. I get it, okay?
See who we working with under this hat. Oh, damn! God, God, I'm having some Don King issues, damn it.
It's one of those days where, look, it's a rest day. I'm trying to relax, just be copacetic about life and not worry about anything. And trust me, it will get fixed. I'm going to come at you one day and y'all are going to be like, ooh, yeah, yeah. But until then, you got this, okay? You got me. So, let's talk. Well, today we are going to talk about the order. Let's talk directly to the order. What are you folks doing? What is it you got going on? Your little agendas, your little war games, just nonsensical planning throughout the realm about things that will never be able to come to fruition at this point? Like, what are y'all doing? For the West, they're trying to pin Iran as some type of evil villain. Like, have you seen what has gone on with that country?
Breaking news. In a major escalation in tensions between the U.S. and Iran, the top Iranian general has been killed in an airstrike while leaving the Baghdad airport. The Pentagon confirmed the U.S. military carried out the attack. Qasem Soleimani was one of the most powerful figures in the Middle East and had been the top military man in Iran for more than 20 years. This attack comes after Iranian-backed groups breached the U.S. embassy in Baghdad just 2 days ago. We now turn to ABC's Kara Phillips, who's with President Trump in West Palm Beach, Florida. Kara.
When reports of the airstrike at the Baghdad airport broke tonight, there was one question on everyone's mind. Was the United States responsible? Well, the president was cryptic. He responded with only a picture, tweeting out the image of the American flag. My White House sources were able to confirm that not only did the strike happen, but it was ordered by President Trump. The Pentagon announcing that the strike did indeed kill the powerful commander of Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps, Qasem Soleimani, as well as the head of an Iranian-backed Iraqi...
Iran now says it shot down a Ukrainian passenger plane that crashed near Tehran on Wednesday. All 176 people on board were killed. Nearly 60 victims were Canadian citizens, and Prime Minister Justin Trudeau says he expects full cooperation from the Iranian authorities. On Twitter, Iranian President Hassan Rouhani has offered his condolences, which Preston reports.
Iran had previously rejected claims it shot down Ukraine International Airlines flight PS752 on Wednesday. Western leaders said the plane had been hit by a missile, claims Iran repeatedly denied. Now, Iran says it was behind the crash and blamed human error.
The images rocking the Middle East this morning. The charred remains of a helicopter, its tail partially intact. News that rescuers who took hours to reach the remote site found only wreckage and the bodies of the dead. Iran's hardline president and its foreign minister brought down by bad weather, an official said. The thick fog and mountainous terrain evident from the pictures of the urgent rescue effort. In the US, the Senate Majority Leader racing to signal an assessment that this was not part of a plot against Iran's leaders.
I've just spoken to the intelligence authorities. At this point, there is no evidence of foul play. It looks like an accident.
It's unfortunate news, this Iranian says in Tehran. It's a loss. We were at a loss anyway.
For the past 3-4 years now, have you seen what's going on with them? How are they any kind of villain? Please try again. I would be more inclined to believe South Africa is trying to go up against America more so than Iran at this point. Like, come on now, it's not making any sense. Then you have your political apparatuses that, y'all know what it is. You, at least the ones at the top of that food chain, y'all are in the organization. Y'all are in the order directly at the top degrees, and y'all are really propping up lies to these people. They really still believe in you at this point, knowing full well that your master is on the scene, and you still try to attack them, their vessel. Like, you do realize that when you throw spells, incantations, curses, the whole gambit at someone, especially on this level, they can divert that back to you. You do understand that, right? It's not gonna work because we can sense it. We know, and not just vaguely know. We know your location. We know your name. We know all about you, your history, what you like, what you dislike, all of it. Come on now. Do you know where you find yourselves? Because I know you do. Y'all have been using magic. Y'all have been using alchemy for a long time. They may not realize it, but some of us do. So be aware of that, you know? Now, with that, what is the agenda going to be, ladies and gentlemen? What are you going to do?
Good evening.
That's the emergency channel.
I do, like many of you, appreciate the comforts of everyday routine, the security of the familiar repetition.
Bloody hell.
I enjoy them as much as any bloke. But in the spirit of commemoration,
Who's that, Mum?
whereby those important events of the past, I thought we could mark this November the 5th, a day that is sadly no longer remembered. There are, of course, those who do not want us to speak.
Let me think, just let me
I
think.
suspect even now, orders are being shouted into telephones, and men with guns will soon be on their way. Because while the truncheon may be used in lieu of conversation, words will always retain their power. And for those who will listen, the enunciation of truth. And the truth is, there is something terribly wrong with this country, isn't there? Cruelty and injustice, intolerance and oppression. And where once you had the freedom to object, you now have censors and systems of surveillance coercing your conformity and soliciting your submission.
We need cameras.
How did this happen? Who's to blame? They will be held accountable. But again, truth be told, if you're looking for the guilty, you need only look into a mirror. War, terror, disease. There were a myriad of problems which conspired to corrupt your reason and rob you of your common sense. You turned to the now High Chancellor. He promised you peace, and all he demanded in return was your silent, obedient consent. More than 400 years ago, a great citizen wished to embed the 5th of November forever in our memory. Fairness, justice, and freedom are more than words. They are perspectives. So if crimes of this government remain unknown to you, then I would suggest that you allow the 5th of November to pass unmarked. If you feel as I feel, and if you would seek as I seek, then I ask you to stand beside me, and together we shall give them a 5th of November that shall never, ever be forgotten.
Why can't you just be quiet? Why can't you just allow us to let the money flow? Because you don't have that time. AI, for one, is running rampant. For two, and just hear me out, you're at the end of this game. At least this level. You're at the end. You got to face the boss, and you're really not prepared for that, but we'll work at it, okay? We're going to work on it, try to get you ready. But too little, too late. We'll figure it out on the back end. We'll figure it out. So, with that, for the people out there who don't realize what's taking place, there's a whole apparatus, a whole pyramid, a whole order out there that is controlling the realm, and you don't realize it because for years you've been force-fed programming. figuratively, spiritually, emotionally, physically, just force-fed programming. And then not to mention the foods that you eat have specific coding in it that pretty much keep you at a specific spot, so you'll never know. I'm not telling you to go out there and not eat. I'm just telling you to really just be aware of what you're putting in your body. Even if you know it's bad, at least you know. And you are like, I don't care. Look, I know what's happening here. I'm at a specific level. I don't care because I can't read through it. It doesn't affect me. Okay. See, you're at a specific level, so you know. At least you know. For those out there who, it's just good, it's delicious. Tell me more. It's delicious. Forgive. I have to work at that because it likes to, oh God, it likes to sneak up. But really, do you know what is taking place around you? Do you know about the orders, the organizations that you fall into? I'm not a Mason. I'm not in a pyramid. Anyone who works in the confines of this matrix is in the pyramid. You being on your device, watching me from the comforts of outdoors or indoors, wherever you are, you're in the matrix right now. You're utilizing their technology. And it's reading you. It's picking up your subtleties, your cues. It's learning more information about you and transmitting that information throughout the realm. You're susceptible to all kinds of low-end energies. You're susceptible to energies in general, but like someone can control you, of which they already do. Back to the order, case in point. They can say one thing on the media and, oh God, oh dear Jesus, oh no, Iran, oh Russia, oh no, the president said what now? Oh God, oh geez, my favorite football team is losing even though the sport is rigged. Apologies for getting a little loud on you, but you know, that's how you sound. So, what are we supposed to talk about with you folks? Absolutely nothing, you know? Because there's no real point to talk to you because you're easily manipulated. You're red or blue. You're easily manipulated. So what are you saying? We should just stop cold turkey with what we're doing? No, I'm really just telling you to assess, break free of your programming, and make a better system. That's what you really should be doing. You're worried too much about something that's keeping you low end and not enough about something that can make you the best person you can be. And that's the saddest part. So, in the end, you're just an NPC.
How you doing, beautiful?
My ex borrowed my car keys and left without returning them, but my house keys were there too, and I couldn't get back in at 3 a.m., so I went to her house and I woke her up and she threw the keys at me, so I sent texts the next day asking what the fuck, but she only responds with pictures of trees.
That's just the way it is. So back on topic, the order itself, because I'm not going to make this video too long. I just kind of wanted to get on here. You folks know that someone else is in charge now, yes? You know what we're up against? You absolutely do. You have the technological capabilities to know that there are interdimensional ships, cloaked, if you want to call it cloaked. They just operate at a specific spectrum, so you really can't see them. Not with a naked eye, not with radio or microwave or ultraviolet. They operate at a specific frequency that apparently you haven't ascertained yet. What's greater than ultraviolet? I'm not even going to get into this with you. I'm not going to discuss this. Eventually we will. Someone else will probably discuss it. I'm going to get a Nobel Peace Prize. Good for you. Materialism. Woo. You get that award. It's funny how there are so many people out there who are so smart, but get overlooked. Like, completely overlooked. Because they don't want to give up their little minuscule power as they perceive it. How many people have invented hydrogen running cars? Do you know? What happens to these ideals? Where do they go?
Numerous attempts by real-life inventors to create a water-fueled car, a device that can produce fuel from water with no other energy input. The ability to extract the chemical potential energy directly from water in excess or in equal proportion to the energy required to facilitate such production is, mainstream science says, a violation of the first and second laws of thermodynamics. But one inventor in particular, Stanley Meyer, claimed that is exactly what he did. And it is suspected among the conspiratorial-minded that Stanley Meyer, just like the inventor in David Mamet's play The Water Engine, met with violent opposition to his disruptive alternative energy technology. We're about to meet several inventors, including an electrical engineer, who conclude, based on the evidence, that Stanley Myers was likely murdered by agents working for Big Oil to prevent his water engine from becoming commercially available.
But today, we are going to take a look at a water-powered car, the man behind it, his tragic death, and exactly how his invention works. This is Aaron Salter Jr., a retired police officer and the man behind this engine that runs on water. On the 14th of May of this year, he was killed in a mass shooting in which 10 people died. And before I go on, I just want to say my heart goes out to everybody that lost someone on that day. People are sick. Salter was working as a security guard at the Tops on Jefferson when a gunman armed with a semi-automatic military-style rifle began hunting down customers and workers. A customer at the store said, "Aaron bravely fought off evil that day. This fight allowed numerous customers precious seconds to run through the cash register lanes towards the back of the store, while Aaron remained up front fighting. This act of bravery led to his ultimate demise." Now obviously, because of his invention, many speculate that he was killed because of it, and that he was a target and everybody else that was killed was just there to hide the fact.
What happens to the inventors? Like, it's just funny. You see things in the media that really just tell you where you are, and you lot are like, what's the weather gonna be like? It's gonna rain today. That man died in a car accident? Plane crash? Assassination attempt? This world is getting crazy. What are we gonna eat tonight, honey? Do better. It's kind of that time too, don't you think? Now, for me personally, my messages as we progress are going to get a little bit more wilder, probably a little bit more scarier for some, mass majority really, but still, they have to be propagated out. You have to be aware, because we can't just let you go into this test half-assed, half-cocked, not knowing. You have to at least have the basics so that you can try to defend yourselves, so that you can try to pass that test without the complete erasure of a civilization. Now, we've gone down this path before. A majority goes away, scant few left over. Hey, we're back in business thousands of years later. But those tests are quite over. You went through that one test before. You survived it, and you repopulated. Now it's time to go through that final test and see if you're worthy, if we are worthy. And when I say we, the vessels, your consciousness as you see them 3D wise, the higher end, for those who actually can get to that point, It's an experiment. It's really an experiment, but some people can hear those terms and be like, oh God, an experiment. What are we supposed to do with our lives? It's just a whole bunch of low-end stuff. Like when you talk to people in this society about specific things, they get really scared about like certain topics because they don't know. They've never been exposed to it. They have no idea about it. So it's just like, it's scary to them. But, so no worries though. It's going to be okay. We are going to make it through. I promise you that. This is why some of us are here. To help. So now, with that, I didn't really want to come on here, as always, and make long-winded videos, because I really don't want to make a long-winded video, but I know I have to. I promised another I am that I would make a long-winded video, so I will make a long-winded video. It's going to happen. But until that video, and I have to figure out what topics we're going to talk about in that video, so I got you. With that, though, be better people. Discern. Get to a point where you're not easily manipulated, because if you can't, then you're lost. You're an NPC. Just, if you're an NPC, do what NPCs do best. Walk around, back and forth, do the monotonous thing. Don't make waves, because you can't. You don't know how.
Hey, man. Sup? Hey, what's going on, dude?
Well, thank you for asking. Everybody else just seems to be so damn busy and rude. I can't say as I like this town too much. I can't understand why everyone looks so darn aggressive.
Get fucked!
You ignorant fool!
It'll be an auspicious day!
You looking to get fired on or what?
You ain't getting nothing out of me!
Fuck
You're
you, fool!
very rude. What a pity. Suspect down! Suspect down! Don't worry, I'm a professional! I'll show you! Suspect down! We're okay!
Sorry about that.
So, with that information, hopefully this video wasn't too convoluted, because I kind of jumped around a lot here. I just wanted to jump on and record something just to give you, just for you. You all are elite employees. Is that still a thing? Is that still a thing? We're moving so quickly, so we're always on to the very next viral sensation, so go with it. Now, as always, this video is getting a little bit longer than I would like. Again, I hope it wasn't too convoluted. I hope it wasn't going too fast for you. And if I was, run the video at a slower speed. That'll help. Yeah. He used his hands. So, with a smile on and positive vibes your way. For the light workers, keep doing your thing. For the chosen, stay on mission. And for those who know, let's get it.